in the world of pianos, they will tell you all historic instruments, they have a lot of holes made by worms, and that brings such a nice chaos to the sound. Mentally, it somehow affects you. If you play on this piano and you know it was in Vienna already in 1830, somehow it gives something. It's a nice feeling, yes. I would never use the word authentic, even if we talk only about the sound of certain instruments. We actually don't know how they sounded, because a lot of this has to do with which type of leather is on hammers, and that of course cannot be historic. And of course we also don't know how people played. If you look at some kind of articulation marks that the 19th century composers put into the score, when they started to put articulation marks on the score, and if you only know modern piano, you would think that doesn't make sense. And that helps, of course, if you play it on a historic instrument. But for example, I find it very, very difficult in this stage of my life to play Mozart on a modern piano. I still do it, of course, if an orchestra invites me, I do it, because I really miss the historic instrument. You can connect to the composer's musical language or to his piece much better if you see exactly how he tries to use the possibilities of an instrument. I try to present certain works which are symbolic works in terms of virtuosity. I try to think what they were written for and how and why they were revolutionary works, all of them at some point. And I think it's a little bit easier to show this on historic instruments than if you just play them all on Steinway. What you really must have for all of them, you have to fall in love with them. And that happens, then you start thinking, I cannot live without this thing here. When you have the feeling that this thing plays itself and the only thing you have to do is not to disturb it. I'm not a collectioner. I had a moment like this, as can be seen in this studio. But for me, it's much more interesting now to actually try to learn how to play at least some of them, and that alone can take several lifetimes.